is Rachel, and today I want to tell you some books that I should have been reading in 2020, at least according to Goodreads. So basically, this kind of happens to me every year where I find so many good books throughout the year and I just don't manage to get to them by the end of the year. And then they show up on the Goodreads Choice Awards list, and I'm always so sad that I haven't read them. I'm so happy for the books, but I'm just sad for me because I haven't read them. So I decided this year to hopefully start a new trend for every year of making a top 10 list of books that I wish I would have gotten to in 2020 based on 2020 new releases. So again, here are the top 10 books that I probably should have read in 2020, at least according to Goodreads. So first up is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I've just heard so many good things about this book. I think I would really like it. I've had good experiences with the author before. And essentially this is about a girl who makes a deal that she's going to live forever, but then nobody can ever really remember her. And I'm hoping this isn't going to be too horribly sad, but just really, really amazing. And this list is in no real order. I just picked 10 books that I really wanted to read. So next up is the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slang Vampires by Grady Hendrix. I've had my eye on this for a while, and I just haven't managed to pick it up, but it sounds amazing. And the premise is basically just what it sounds like. There is a Southern book club. I think they either read true crime or like murder mysteries. Like they kind of read a little bit on the darker side for a book club, and they come across a real life vampire. And it just sounds like a lot of fun, and I'm hoping to get to it soon. Next up is one that is probably one of my absolute favorite covers of the year. It's just so gorgeous, and it's called Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. This sounds like a very fresh take on kind of a classic Rebecca style story of like a haunted house, and I'm just really intrigued. I've heard good things, and like I said, I absolutely love this cover, so I really want to get to it. Next up is Beach Road by Emily Henry. This is a book that, I've had on my radar for a while. This just sounds like right up my alley. It's kind of like a hate to love romance between two authors who write very different genres who end up renting, I think, summer houses like next to each other, and they're both kind of in a bit of a slump writing wise, so they decide to kind of trade genres for a while. And you know, of course it's a romance, so romance ensues, but this just sounds so cute and adorable, and I'd really like to get to it, so I'm hoping I get to it soon. Next up is Stamped. This is a remix of Ibram X. Kendi's original book. They brought in Jason Reynolds to kind of make it a little more appealing to a YA audience. That's been a really big trend lately of taking adult nonfiction and kind of revamping it, remixing it for a YA audience. And from what I'm hearing, this is very, very well done, like a remix, and I'm very interested in reading this. It's on my shelf, ready for me to read. I just need to sit down and find the time to do so, but I think this is going to be a really good book. And similarly, I have this one on the shelf waiting for me to read. It's called Here for It, or How to Save Your Soul in America. This is an essay collection by R. Eric Thomas, and the cover itself won me over, but it just sounds like a really good essay collection. I'm kind of picky when it comes to essay collections. I don't read a ton of them. Just a lot of them don't just grab my attention, but this one did. So it's on my shelf, ready for me to read, and I am excited to do so. The next one is one that I don't own yet, but I have a feeling I will want to. It's You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson. I've heard amazing things, and mostly that it's just like a feel-good book, which sometimes it's hard to find in YA. They're usually, like, a lot of them are fantasy that are really kind of dark and twisty. Sometimes realistic ones get really dark and sad. Obviously, there's going to be some kind of negativity involved in any book. Otherwise, there's really no plot if nothing ever happens. But I think this is just a general feel-good book, kind of set in the Midwest, and I'm here for it. I'm really excited to read it because I think I'm going to really like it. One that I'm probably going to read very soon for book club, and I'm super excited for, is These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. This won me over when I heard just more and more of the synopsis, everything. It just has it all, right? First of all, it's a Romeo and Juliet retelling, which, okay, I'm in. Plus, it's set in 1920 Shanghai. still in. We have these basically dueling gangs, which, you know, very West Side Story, Romeo and Juliet, of course, but something is happening, and I can't quite tell if it's like a virus type thing, or if it's like an animal or like a person. I can't tell, but something is starting to take out gang members from both sides, like left and right, like no pun intended, but I mean literally from both sides. And our, you know, Romeo and Juliet-esque characters have to team up to try to kind of save their gang members. So yes, I'm in. I'm very much in for this, and it's got a gorgeous cover, so that's one I think I'm going to be getting to for book club soon, so I'm kind of excited about that. This one, I'm just kicking myself for because it's Aurora Burning, and I'm very glad that this book made it to the Goodreads choice list, but it made me so sad when I saw it because how have I not gotten to this book yet? It was one of my most anticipated releases of the year. I absolutely loved Aurora Rising, which was so surprising to me, not because I doubt the author and not because it was not a good book or whatever, but just for me personally, I don't tend to enjoy space stories, especially not to the level that I enjoyed Aurora Rising. So for me to just have such a connection with this space book, it was surprising. So I'm very shocked that I have not managed to get to this book yet this year, but it will happen, especially since my favorite character is on the cover of this one. How have I not read this yet this year? But it's gonna happen. It's on the list. And then last but not least is Ghost Squad by Claribel A. Ortega, and I am just so excited for this. This is like one of the cutest covers I've seen this year, and I think it just sounds like a fantastic middle grade novel, and yeah, I'm super, super excited to get to it. So have you read any of these? Which ones should I prioritize? And are there any books that came out in 2020 that you were just like kind of smacking your forehead that you didn't get to yet this year that you're hoping to prioritize next year? Let me know. All of these things down below. Let's talk books, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again in another video soon. Bye for now.